What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. I'm still here with my guest, Justin Black. Go ahead, show him a little bit of love, man. We gonna continue off the conversation, but this time we talking about the most valuable player in the National Basketball Association. So let's jump into it, man. Right off the bat, who do you think deserves this MVP award in this 2021-2022 season?
All right, so my MVP so far this year, I gotta go with DeMar Derozan.
Okay.
That may shock a lot of people, but I feel like usually with MVP, people always pick the best player on the best team, who pretty much got the best record. But I always think about most valuable as like how are you improving your team and the people around you. The Bulls been terrible for years,
No
years
cap.
and years and years since 2012, since they had DeRozan in the squad.
Yeah.
So they've been bad for a long time, and they haven't been good until they got DeMar Derozan, they got Alonzo, they got Caruso, and they really got a squad.
Yeah.
And DeMar Derozan is leading the way with really shine. He's starting to bring the team together, and he's really making them contenders in the East. So DeMar Derozan is my MVP simply because of how he impacting the team, how he's improving the Bulls altogether, and he really making them competitors and contenders for the championship. A lot of people picking Joel Embiid, and I ain't mad at that. But you see, Philly been good for a while. Chicago has been a struggle for a decade. So
I agree. You know what? You hit it right on the nail, man.
I'm redeeming myself. The takes out here.
You've been snapping today, and Bulls is actually a team we kind of left out of that Eastern Conference conversation. But again, we kind of went with the most dominant and the finals options. Honestly, I mean, the Bulls are good, but I don't think they get into the finals this year. Not this year. But in terms of MVP, you hit it right on the nail. Joel Embiid is good. He's been balling, doing his thing. But ultimately, the most valuable player, DeRozan, has been that for this season. And don't get me wrong, Joel Embiid has been that guy for this season too with his team. But I think when you look at it league-wide, DeRozan has been kind of driving that hype. And like you said, he brought back that brand, that name, the Bulls Nation. Oh, the Bulls are actually good this year. Like, I know people out here and they don't even really watch basketball, but it's like, oh, the Bulls are good again. Oh, the Bulls are good. Oh, cool. The Bulls are good. So it's like, that right there alone kind of tells me that he's that most valuable player. Whereas Joel Embiid, he's doing his thing. He's balling, but he's been doing that for a long time. And not to discredit him, because obviously that's great. But just when you look at the most valuable player to the league, I see it as DeMar DeRozan myself.
Yeah, and I think now that he got James Harden with him, I think that even take away from his case from being MVP, because you got a player that's just as good, maybe even better than you right by your side.
Absolutely.
And again, like I said, Philly been good for a while. They got a superstar coach. They got another superstar right next to Joel Embiid. And DeMar DeRozan is doing his thing, he really doing it. And I know I can probably bet that Joel Embiid probably gonna get the MVP. I would say, if I was voting, DeMar DeRozan would have my vote.
Hey, he got your vote. I mean, I get it, and I agree, man. He would definitely have my vote in this whole thing too. And like you mentioned, getting James Harden over in Philly, to me, that kind of takes away from his case, because DeRozan is playing. He's been the only one playing in terms of their big three with him, Zach LaVine, and Lonzo, because LaVine went down with a couple injuries. Lonzo has obviously been hurt for a minute. Alex Caruso is hurt, but yet they're still sitting top 5 in the conference. Exactly. And that says a lot. That says a lot, because he's playing with a bunch of role players right now, which is good. I mean, obviously the role players is doing their thing too, but that just says pretty much, if he wasn't on this team right now, there's no way in hell they will be sitting at number 3 or 4 or wherever they are.
That's the MVP. That's the MVP.
Yeah.
If you take this player, what were they doing before this player came in?
Absolutely.
So, the Bulls is probably a bottom 3, bottom 5 team in the league, and they've really been struggling. And even with Zach LaVine, he a good player, but he not really changing the team, putting them in like top 3, top 5 in the conference. So
Not by
DeMar
himself.
DeRozan is really making that change with the squad. So I don't know why people are not seeing him as an MVP, but I think for the rest of the year, he's gonna really make his case for it.
No, I agree. I agree. And I'm about to flip the script just a little bit here too. So so beware. Now, what about those who say Giannis deserves MVP as well because of what he's been doing this season?
Yeah, this is not like a stat or a category or anything, but you got to think about the MVP is it's like a story. People like stories, and like even though people like Giannis as a story, but like he already got MVP. You know, they already did that. So people, I don't think the voters is as interested in that story, and even me to a degree. Like I've been paying attention to Giannis and the Bucks this year, and I love what they're doing, and I think they just may win another championship. But what's standing out to me is really what DeMar DeRozan is doing and what they doing with the Bulls. Like Giannis, he playing great. He just dropped a 50-piece like a week or two ago, and playing some great basketball. One of my favorite players in the league, but just I think DeMar DeRozan is that dude for me this year.
Yeah, You came in on fire today, man. Because I don't know if you was listening to my past episodes or what you've been on, but you came in on fire today because you taking the words straight out of my mind, dog. Because I'm telling you, everything you saying is kind of what I'm thinking around with Giannis, Joel Embiid, all of that. But you know what? I love it. I love that you came in prepared today. Yeah, I'm loving that.
We're on the same page about everything, about MVP, Western Conference, Eastern Conference, that the Pistons gonna win the championship next year. We're on the same page about everything, bro. Two great minds think alike. You see, we're on the same page.
Yeah, and that's just it too. I don't want that ever to get twisted. I might have moved, but boy, best believe I'm always repping the Pistons. Always repping the Pistons.
Exactly.
Always.
I don't be getting the championship next year. Come on, my boy K about to come through.
Yeah, I don't care what record they have. And hey, I don't know if you've seen, but they hit a buzzer beater the other night. Kelly Olynyk, he hit a game winner. And obviously, media ain't gonna make a huge deal about it because we nowhere near in playoff range. But hey, that's a good game that we won right there. So I'll take it. Any last words, man? Go ahead. I know you got a lot going on. My boy is on a world tour right now. So go ahead, drop that in here. Drop a little bit of that info, dog. Go ahead and share that with the listeners.
First and foremost, shout out to Manny for bringing me back on. Like I said, I had to redeem myself. And, before I go, I had to make one crazy take. Pistons winning the championship next year, so I had to say something crazy.
We ain't gonna hold you accountable for that one like we did. So, and two, I never explained. I'm gonna let you finish in a minute, but I never explained what you said about that crazy take. So the crazy.
By the way, it may seem crazy, but you gotta think about it. You gotta put some context to it.
No,
like the Raptors just won the championship. Like the whole world is on a Kawhi high, and like everybody, I gotta explain myself. Like
you see, trying to validate it. I was wrong.
I'm not saying I still agree, but my thing was a young Kawhi Leonard had put fear in a prime LeBron James. So I'm thinking in that mindset, given that Kawhi just won a championship, I'm like, yeah, prime Kawhi probably better than. I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I ain't gonna drag you for it like I did last time. But and what's crazy that now that you've explained it and you've explained it in a way that's better, as crazy as it sounds, I think some people who listen to this might actually agree with you just for the fact they don't look like LeBron. I think they might agree with you just for that fact they don't like LeBron.
The LeBron haters probably agree, but I don't agree.
Yeah, it was wild. He said he tried to we had a whole episode. He tried to convince me that prime Kawhi was better than prime LeBron, and that's
again, with the context of it. Kawhi just won the championship, so everybody like, oh, Kawhi this, Kawhi that, and I was the same way.
I feel
like, Kawhi just won a championship, best player in the world right now, and no, It wasn't it. It wasn't it.
Yeah, I feel it. It was a wild take, but we ain't gonna hold you accountable. You said what you said. You faced the consequences. After Brian, I think Brian won 2 more after that. What or 1 more?
Oh.
Was it 2 more or 1 more? I don't know.
No, it was 1 more.
It was 1 more. It was with LA, right? That's what it was.
He won one in LA with the bubble.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, so he won in the bowl, and man, that was a funny time. But I'm gonna let you finish out your plugs. I just had to throw that out there, though. I couldn't let you leave without teasing you about it. So,
man, it's all good. It's all good, man. I've redeemed myself, and it's part of it. You win some, you lose some. So it's all good. But yeah, so I'm an author. You can kind of see the book behind me. I'm an author, keynote speaker, best-selling author of the book Redefining Normal. And we talk about generational success, generational trauma, and all that good stuff, and how each individual, family, and community can have that generational success. So follow me on Instagram at read.definingnormal. On TikTok, we're on TikTok, keeping up with the young folk. Redefining Normal as well. We're with the more mature audiences as well on Facebook. So Redefining Normal Movement. Contact us at info@read-definingnormal, and check out our website at read-definingnormal.com.
the website one more time because it cut out.
Website, contact us, book us for workshops, buy our book, get some merch, all that good stuff at read-definingnormal.com.
All right, and where you headed on this world tour?
Oh man, so what we got booked so far, we going to Connecticut, we going to Arizona, South Carolina, Miami, Chicago. That's just for right now. So it's a blessing, and never know, whoever listening may be in your city next. So
yeah, I'm almost positive you're gonna be there. But no, man, that's so great, man. So happy about it. I'm so glad to have you on today. We had the great conversation talking about MVP, talking about the Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals, and who's going to be there. So only thing now is just to let time play its part and figure out if we was accurate or inaccurate.